Hey fellas, how you doing? I thought I'd make a video on the most relevant sticking point that I see at the moment. This has been over the course of the last few months, the questions you guys have been writing to me. And when I run my social circle group in London and I meet people in person, people are in many ways are saying this question. Also, when I've been teaching men on my 6 weeks program, they outrightly ask me this question. And there's a big fear around, can I get rid of social anxiety? Will I ever be able to overcome it? And I remember for years when I was going through that, and it's not that long ago I was going through it. This is about 2.5 years ago. And I was asking myself the same question. I was getting a lot of voices. And this is what happens with social anxiety. I've spoken about this in my last video about demonic divided voices. And the voices were blackmailing me and frightening me by saying to me, I was getting voices saying that you're never going to be able to overcome this, even to the point where it say you may get a little bit better, but you're always going to be this person who's got social anxiety, who's paranoid, who thinks people are judging him, who's going to be afraid all the time. And this is what a lot of people are saying to me. I get emails every week. I get a lot of emails as well from America. I really appreciate the support from the US. A lot of guys from America write to me and say, usually men around 27 in their 30s, similar age to me, will say, I've been battling with social anxiety all my life, Johnny, and I've just given up on it. There's nothing I can do, and I've tried different outlets, medication, or I've watched other videos, and there's nothing that's helped. I want to challenge you on that, and I want to reassure you and say that's not true, that you can overcome social anxiety, because I've done it. Not only have I done it, one man, I've taught and mentored hundreds of people and helped them to overcome their social anxiety. So what have you got to do? You know what you've got to do. You probably don't want to hear this. You have to face people. You have to. It's the only way. And that's the interesting thing I find about fear. This is in parallel to other questions I get from students, people that write to me, people that I meet. People are afraid. We're all afraid. I'm afraid as well. I just hide it better, and I'm more confident in managing my fear. That's really what I wanted to title this video. So look, fear is a part of the human condition. We can't escape it. In a sense, social anxiety is normal. We all have anxieties around meeting new people. What's this person going to think about me? When I meet Johnny, what's he going to think about me? Is he going to see me? Is he going to see the good of me? Is he going to see the bad of me? Or what's she going to think about me? So we've all got fear. We've all got social anxiety. To a certain extent. However, you can get what I call confident with fear. That's how I overcome my social anxiety, and I face my fears all the time. I hate fear, but I love fear. It's that balance. Does that make sense? So I want to excite you, but you're not going to overcome social anxiety, which is attached to every anxiety in your life, which would be performance anxiety, what I'm doing now, public speaking on a video blog, or public talking in front of people, changing jobs. I speak to a lot of people, men and women, who say, I don't know what to do. I've just finished university, or I'm in a job that I don't enjoy, and I'm in an office environment, and I know I've been in this predicament, and I don't enjoy it. I don't see myself staying this. My heart's not in it, and the environment is scary, because you can't be yourself. And I know I've had that myself in the work environment, and sometimes in the work environment you can't be yourself, because if you be yourself, you lose your job. Because which self are we talking about? Are we talking about the self that is passionate, that is confident, that is honest and congruent? They're not going to employ someone like that unless it's a company that you really enjoy and they want someone like that. But most of the jobs that we do that we don't enjoy, the environment doesn't allow for that freedom of expression. That's why you're in that job. If you was to express yourself, you wouldn't be in that job. Does that make sense? That's why I'm doing the job I do. So I've gone through all of the fears that you guys and girls have gone through. That's why I'm so qualified to talk about it, and I'm passionate. So you have to get uncomfortable. We have to get confident, comfortable in the feeling. So we can't overcome social anxiety by not socializing and being at home. It doesn't work like that. Now, I'm going to contradict myself. If you're a very spiritual person and you're good at connecting and getting your consciousness to a very high level, you probably can. But most people have got anxiety, not going to be able to do that. You're not going to, at this moment in time, And I'm saying you're not. Again, I'm going to contradict myself. Who am I to say what anyone's capable of? I was told I was not capable of nothing. I disproved it. So to some extent you are, but you're not. And that's where you're choosing to be. Everything's choice. Most things is choice, even though our mind creates the illusion that we don't have choice. That's what fear does. Fear is good. Fear created me a whole YouTube channel. Fear took away my social anxiety. So fear works both ways. It can help us or it can destroy us. Fear can create amazing, beautiful relationships, or fear can destroy relationships. We've all done both. I have. So the first step is accept the anxiety. You've had it for years. What difference does it make? But use it. Do something with it. Every time I go and socialise and you go and socialise, I confirm that I'm not mad. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm just as good as anyone else, because we sit and meet people and think, oh, they're just like me. They've got the same worries and fears. But I also like to say, another sticking point I see with a lot of students and people, and I had this myself, dwelling too much on the negatives. If you keep focusing on, I'm anxious, I'm shy, I'm embarrassed, I'm worried, I understand. You're not going to enjoy your life. So I learnt to find happiness. I learnt to find happiness within my fears and anxieties, and that's what I always do. And everything's periodic. So when I say to people, I'm scared too, I'm scared like you are. I'm not scared all the time. Most times I'm not scared. I'm not scared now. But then there's periods when I'm scared. I did a public talk yesterday. I was scared. I was nervous about going to the talk. I've done hundreds of public talks. I'm confident. I'm going there to teach. Why should I be scared? I'm a human being. The biology, social conditioning. When I go and do the talk, for the first minute I'm a bit nervous. After a minute, very confident. You wouldn't even be able to tell, because I've practiced putting myself in those situations. But years ago I would have not even, it's impossible for me to do it. So this is your mind. Like I said in the last video, this is bringing awareness, bringing consciousness to those negative thoughts that rise up, that say, oh, you can't go and social, if you go and socialise people, it's going to be dangerous. Because this is what happens when we get fear. We're at home, we feel depressed, we're stressed because of the social anxiety, and we don't want to leave the house. Part of us wants to leave the house, but there's about 1,000 voices, and the voices beat you down. They like missiles, bam, bam, bam. One comes up and says, there's no point going out, it's going to be a boring date. Another voice comes up and says, well, what are you going to do? There's no point, you're not going to enjoy socialising, you're going to be nervous. You keep listening to that voice, you'll never come out and overcome it. So, it's depressing, isn't it? This is depressing what I'm doing. It's depressing you, it's depressing me. So this is what I did. I got to a stage where I couldn't take it no more. I got so depressed, and I've always done that. And it's just how I am. I'm sure this would be the same for you. Hopefully I can inspire you to do this same psychological process I've always used. It's got me massive success in my life. A lot of self-love, where I've said, I can't take this no more. I can't stand it, and I'll go and do something. And then when you go and do something, you always feel better after. People always say, when they come to my event, I was a bit nervous about coming down, I was apprehensive, and now I've come, I feel so much better, I feel so good. That's how we build self-esteem and confidence and social confidence. We can't build social confidence outside of socializing. I mean, to some extent we can, but we can't fully. Especially at the earlier stages of social anxiety, when you're very sensitive, you need a gradual reference points. That's why I teach over 6 weeks, so I can gradually move people towards facing their fears and building their confidence. Because obviously if you try and do everything, you can burn out, but at the same time you can't kid yourself that you're working on your fears and you're not. So we really have to get this sub-personality out the way, the sub-personality that is a victimization, and we've all got that side to us. I have that, but we get better at not feeding it, neglecting it. So the victimization will say, it's difficult, I'm the only one that's going through this, no one's got social anxiety worse than me, no one could possibly be more nervous than me, no one could feel more judged than me, I can't make eye contact, it's just too painful to sit with people, they're going to see I'm nervous, they're going to judge me, I'm going to get rejected, I might lose my temper, I might feel jealousy, I might feel anger, I might feel distrust. All this victimization, that's not your true self. That wasn't my true self. It's not the self you're speaking to now. That was the frightened self. But in the midst of all this contradiction, I was going to say hypocrisy, that doesn't make sense, but there's a lot of contradiction in what I'm saying. There's a lot of contradiction with social anxiety and truth. But the truth is, you can overcome it. That's a cop-out. If you keep saying that, you won't overcome it. That's victimization. And I think for people that have never had social anxiety, they don't understand what it's like. They don't believe that you're as frightened as you say you are and feel. So when I had social anxiety and I was telling my girlfriends that can we not go out today because it's going to be stressful, and they're like, why are you being so boring? They get angry. I'm saying, look, you don't understand. I've got social anxiety, I can't deal with it today, I'm stressed, it's not good. And then I'll have an argument like this and then ruins the relationship. But looking back, I understand, because they didn't have social anxiety. They don't know what it's like to have those, you just have an outburst where you get days where you can't cope and you want to stay at home and feel safe. So that's kind of like what your authentic self's going through. Your authentic self doesn't believe this. It's thinking, come on, don't bullshit me, you're frightened of people. Don't bullshit me that you can't change your job. Just go and change your job, go and face people. It's easy. And it really is easy. But the separate personalities make it real, because it's an illusion. And that's when the addictions come in. Not just addictions to pornography, addictions to jealousy, negative thinking, victimization, junk food, bad relationships, meaningless sex and cheating, all these kind of areas where we cheat ourselves. The addiction is in not facing the anxiety. So a lot of people are addicted to not facing their social anxiety because, and you're not going to believe this, I didn't believe this when I figured it out, part of you's afraid to get rid of your social anxiety. Because why is that? Because you're frightened to change, you're frightened to become your best self. Because your best self will not put up with any of this bullshit. It will not have any of this bullshit about being a people pleaser, being frightened, and it'll quit its addictions. How exciting, how powerful is that? What a different train of thought that is. That is how we destroy these demonic thoughts. That's what I did. I said, well, hang on a minute. I'm going to challenge these thoughts. I'm not good enough, am I? I can't be loved, I can't get a girlfriend, I can't make money, I can't go out into the world, I can't express myself. I'm going to find out. I'm going to challenge every single one of you demons. Then they start shitting themselves, these demons, that they start panicking and they start trying to think of other tricks to get you. Maybe they'll bring up a story from the past. They'll say, do you remember you did this? I'll say, yeah, I remember I did that. I'm proud of it. Oh shit, they keep trying to get you. They're like a pack of demons inside of you. They're like a pack of bullies. But these demons have got no chance with the light of consciousness, self-love. But we can't let the demons win. We have to get out of the flat. That's why I always come out. I love being out in the park. We have to get out. And guess what? When we get around people, it's not as bad as we think, or as bad as we feel, rather. We have to suffer for a while. But the good suffering is facing people. The bad suffering is avoidance. When we avoid people, we feel terrible. We get depression. And it's a vicious cycle. And then we might get a day of relief. We think, oh, it's gone, it comes back. You have to be on this, you have to keep facing it. Every time you face it, you grow courage, you grow self-esteem, you feel better. But remember I said in the last videos, and the contradiction again of truth, you can't expect just to go out and to talk to a couple of people on the street. Maybe if you're a guy watching this, do a few approaches, talk to women, which is good. It's a good step to say hello and get used to saying hello to people. But then in the background, you're watching pornography, you're talking bad about people, you're cheating in relationships, you're lying, because it's going to be a contradiction and it won't work as powerful. So we need virtue. Virtue is what destroys these demons. It builds confidence very fast. And this is what I teach on my 6 weeks program. This is why people get confident very fast in 6 weeks. Because they start refraining from addictions. Every addiction we have rapes our self-esteem, steals, rapes, and takes away our confidence. As soon as we give up an addiction, you're handed back your power, your confidence. It's that simple. I've got a sneaky feeling that you already know this intuitively, I just have to say it. Then we start dissolving the mask. Remember the previous videos I did? I said that you suffer social anxiety because you wear a mask, and you are wearing a mask. And you're masking your whole reality around trying to protect yourself from not facing fear. You can't protect yourself. You have to embrace fear. And do you know what? I don't know who does this. I don't know if it's the universe, I don't know if it's God, I don't know if it's part of our higher self. The more we face fear, the less fear we have in our life. So the more we face fear, and then we get used to it. And I think I did an interview with my friend, dating coach Joseph, and I said, Joseph, I said, either we face fear so much, we get so used to it, we have the illusion that we're not afraid anymore. Or we are afraid all the time, we just get better at managing it. And in the midst of getting better at managing it, we're enjoying our life. So when you see someone, you say, how comes he's got it good? How comes he's successful? How come she's successful and I'm not? It's because they have faced their fear. Somewhere down the line, you cannot escape it. It's inescapable. Inescapable. And we face fears in different levels. We face fears internally and externally, and really they're both. So the internal fears are looking at our sub-personalities, looking at the jealous side of us, looking at the personality that's cheating all the time and doesn't want to admit he's cheating on his girlfriend's friends, and we have to, that's fear. We have to face that and stop doing that. Another fear is the practical fears in the world, which I teach in my 30-day anxiety program, where we go out and we confront it head on. We do it on a practical level. We have to be practical, spiritual, psychological, all of it. It's all exciting, it's all fun, I promise you. Nothing to worry about. But you're going to worry anyway, but nothing to worry about. And this is, you can hear it in this video and through what I teach on the 6 weeks program. This is how we build self-love, or we reveal, or we access. It's all the same, just different language. It's all placebo. I'm placebo. My teaching's placebo. But it's a placebo that works. So either you'll have placebo where you listen to these voices, these demonic voices, whispering away, saying this, saying that, saying this about you. When you disprove them, they work in your favor. So all the bullies at school, they help me. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. Because I was able to forgive them, grow an immense amount of courage and character because of what I went through, not despite what I went through. And now where are they? I can't see them. There's one there, I'm just joking. But you see my point. So you can't kid yourself and expect to grow and become successful, get a girlfriend, be more financially well off, change jobs, become more socially confident, and not lift a finger and not experience discomfort. If you knew the amount of suffering that I had to go through to get to where I am today, emotional suffering, psychological, physical, every bit of it was suffering and more suffering and more suffering, and I continue to endure more suffering because I want to grow more, but a hell of a lot of love. So my self-love, it didn't come in the Kama Sutra book. It didn't come like that. The spiritual stuff came later, but maybe I could have done it first. But this is my journey. This is my truth, and I help people to get there. You don't understand what you're missing out on. You don't understand. You can overcome it. Don't say that. Don't say I can't. That's the loser's mentality. You can overcome it, because I did it. And if I can do it, you can do it. I'm a human being. I breathe the same air, and I've taught loads of people to do it. So the choice is yours. It's your choice. You can't blame him, her, me, them. It's your choice. It's a choice. Do you want to overcome your social anxiety and become socially confident and enjoy your life and overcome your life anxiety, or do you want to not? Do you want to stay at home, listen to these voices? Your choice. Are you prepared to suffer in order to grow and enjoy your life? These are the questions I ask myself. Questions are great, because when we ask questions, it's always the start of something big. So we start off by saying, am I happy in my relationships? Do I need to change my relationships? Am I happy in a relationship with myself? Great question. That's how and then we say, yes, I'm happy. Great, we're happy. No, I'm not. Then we take action. Am I happy in my job? Do I enjoy my job? If the answer is no, then we move towards changing it. Am I facing my fears in my life? Am I living honestly? Do I have integrity? If the answer is no, I don't have integrity, I'm lying, I'm being dishonest, change it. Everyone can change. That's why I'm exciting. All this is too late, I'm too old. It's not true. Don't talk like that. It's not true. I keep saying it, and some people doubt that. Of course I was afraid. Of course I went through what everyone else did. I went through all of it. That's why my work's so rich. That's why it's so honest. That's why it's so on point, because I've been through it. And I've came out the other side. I'm here to pass a message and say you can overcome social anxiety. The 2 ways I teach. I keep saying it on my 6 weeks program. The first is honest living, no pornography, no cheating, no lying, no stealing, and doing the best you can to be the same person with everyone. And that's a great practice. Sorry, the fly. The other part of the teaching is, is be practical. So my old teaching was very much about getting people to go out and be practical. That's still very beneficial. I just changed the integrity bit, where you go out, you meet people, but you don't cheat people. If you're in a relationship with someone, you stay true to that person, or don't get into a relationship. So you can overcome social anxiety. I want to leave you with that message, a bit of inspiration. I've got a feeling this might push a few people to the edge in a good way, to go out and to take action and to change it. And you'll be so relieved you did it. You will be, oh, believe me, if you won't be thanking me, you'll be thanking God, you'll be thanking your higher self, because that's how I felt. I wanted to run around and do, I was going to say do star jumps, just celebrate, because it was in a lot of pain until I overcome it. So like and subscribe, enjoy the process. Please, I'd appreciate you sharing my videos with any of your friends if they've got anxiety or fears in their life, not just social anxiety, because that's what a lot of my teaching is about now. It's mentoring, life coaching, and helping people to overcome fears in their life with the process of honest living and practical application. And if you want to get in touch and take my program or get help from me, go to my website www.johnnyberba.com. All my information is there. I love you guys, thanks for the support, and I'll see you soon. Good luck.